Hello guys, welcome back to our technical communication subject. And for today, we will be talking about the basic techniques in technical writing. We have 5 basic techniques in technical writing. First is the mechanism description, the process description, classification, partition, and definition. Let's talk about the mechanism description first. Mechanism description explains the arrangement and shape of an object in space. So this description may involve movement, and complex motions are better handled with the process of description. So in mechanism description, you need to answer the following questions in order. First, what is it? What is its function? How does it look like? How does it work? And what are its principal parts? So here it is important to give a detailed description of each part. So each of these parts may require a mechanism description of its own. Second is the process description. So it explains the arrangement of a sequence in chronological order. So from the word itself, process, it is a sequence in chronological order. So in organization, it is similar to mechanism description, but in mechanism description, it is part by part. And in process description, it will become step-by-step process. So you should take note of that. And you should answer the following questions in order for you to effectively write a process description. First, what is it? What is its function? Where and when does it take place? Who or what performs it? How does it work? And what are its principal steps? So this process description may include sequence, instructions, and procedure. However, you should only instruct if you expect your reader to perform the process that you are about to describe. And in writing the process description, you should separate the two concepts: how to do something and how something occurs. Because how to do something calls for instructions or procedures, and how something occurs is for the sequence. Number 3 is classification. It involves grouping things together and dividing them. So grouping things together according to their similarities and dividing them according to their differences. So classification assists in the complete consideration of a topic. So in classification, you are going to divide materials into kinds of classes. So it involves dividing the subject into different classes and also grouping similar units into its subclass, which turns into a larger class. So if you are going to classify dogs, it goes like this. Breed of dogs can be separated into different classifications. These categories primarily include sporting, working, toy, and etc. Dogs can also be further classified into other dog types such as show dog and guard dog. So that is how you classify. Next is the partition. Partition is the act of dividing things into their component parts. It is similar or very similar to classification, and it is an inevitable part of mechanism description and process description. Partition can be spatial. When we say spatial, it is how each part looks, or it can also be functional, or how each part works. Next, number 5 is definition. Definition uses words to fix the meaning of a thing, to make it definite. So in technical writing, short definition is essential. Okay, so for instance, the mechanism description and the process description each begin with a call for definition. So a definition answers the question, what is it? So this is an example of a good definition. A batten is a tapered piece of wood that fits into a pocket in the trailing edge of a sail, helping it hold the shape that allows it to propel a boat. So by simply looking at the example, you can already tell that this is a good definition, because it really defined the thing to be defined, and it includes the group to which it belongs. Like on this example, a batten is a tapered piece of wood. So it really defined everything. Sometimes definition might be much longer than one sentence, in which case you are still trying to answer what is it. But also you can use other patterns to help you answer the question, what is it? You can define by describing, classifying, and also comparing. Now let's talk about the description of a mechanism, or mechanism description. How to analyze the function, appearance, and operation of an object. So this will describe how to write a mechanism description, and it is also called as object description. So when we say mechanism description, this is a short report designed to convey to the reader a technical understanding of the function, appearance, and operation of a particular subject. So this gives the reader a quick overview of these three elements before you launch into details. So this analyzes an object in space. So among the patterns you might employ are definition, partition, classification, and comparison or contrast. So there are two things that you need to bear in mind if you are about to write a description of a mechanism. Number one is, don't sell the object. So a technical writer is not required to persuade the reader that the object is wonderful or valuable or scary. So in here, you are not required to tell wonderful things about the object, but you should mention the details. You tell the details without telling it or without writing it that the object is adorably cute. But you can mention it, or you can just describe it the way how you look at it as adorably cute. So this will let your readers make the value judgment for themselves. Number two, just describe it. So provide whatever level of detail your reader requires. So know your audience. So if it's for children, then write it the way the children can understand it. If it's for professionals, then you should write the way that professionals can understand it. You may require an extremely detailed description of an object.